Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Fort, and we're here for a poetry discussion. This poetry discussion comes to us from Charles Bukowski. You Get So Alone at Times That It Just Makes Sense. The poem in question is called The Blade, and it reads as such. There was no parking near the... One second here. There was no parking near the post office where I worked at night, so I found this splendid spot. Nobody seemed to care to park there, on a dirt road behind a slaughterhouse. And as I sat in my car just before work, smoking a last cigarette, I was treated to the same scene as each evening tailed off into the night. The pigs were herded out of the yard pens and onto runways by a man making pig sounds and flapping a large canvas, and the pigs ran wildly up the runway toward the waiting blade. And many evenings after watching that, after finishing my smoke, I just started the car, backed out of there, and drove away from my job. My absenteeism reached such astonishing proportions that I had to finally park at some expense behind a Chinese bar, where all I could see were tiny shuttered windows with neon signs advertising some oriental libation. It seemed less real, and that was what was needed. Go one more time here. There was no parking near the post office where I worked at night, so I found this splendid little spot. Nobody seemed to care to park there, on a dirt road behind a slaughterhouse, and as I sat in my car just before work, smoking a last cigarette, I was treated to the same scene as each evening tailed off into night. The pigs were herded out of the yard pens and onto runways by a man making pig sounds and flapping a large canvas, and the pigs ran wildly up the runway toward the waiting blade. And many evenings, after watching that, after finishing my smoke, I just started the car, backed out of there, and drove away from my job. My absenteeism reached such astonishing proportions that I finally had to park at some expense behind a Chinese bar, where all I could see were tiny shuttered windows with neon signs advertising some oriental libation. It seemed less real, and that was what was needed. So what we have here, is Charles Bukowski watching some pigs go to work. That work is being led to their slaughter. He is waiting to go to work himself. Now, when you look at things, these pigs, these swine, Bukowski often refers to himself as a pig. In piggish terms, these pigs were being led to work to end their lives. That's a lot how Charles Bukowski felt about work. When I was getting my undergraduate degree and I thought I was going to be a teacher, I wanted to teach high school English. And obviously, in order to teach high school English, one of the things they make you do is teach at a grade school. So I would drive all the way down to this grade school, and part of what I had to do while I was there was the last quarter of the time that I was there, it was recess. This grade school, look, I'm not from anywhere fancy. But I can tell the smell of slaughterhouse in the air. So this grade school was right by a pig plant, basically, a slaughterhouse, pig slaughterhouse. And you'd be out there at recess just soaking in the smell. All of St. Joe smells that way a little bit some days, but this place was right next door. And it was difficult to one of the things there's a poem in this somewhere, but I've never been able to write it. The way your smell works, from what I understand, I'm no smellologist. The way your smell works is that you don't smell things all the time as much as you notice the differences in scents. That's why you always hear, oh, somebody can't smell themselves. Everybody has a you can't smell yourself story, right? Because you're by you all the time. And here I was wondering, these kids, kindergarten, me in a kindergarten class, for Christ's sake, just picture that, huh? Out there, I mean, I guarantee most people watching this probably have some memory of a recess at some point, right? So for you to be carrying around a memory of recess 30 years, 40 years after it happened, these moments must be so grandiose to you that that imprint lasts on you for a lifetime, right? And here are these kids having the time of their damn lives, basking in the scent of slaughterhouse. And when I say you smell it, right? One of the things apparently that they did was they burn the hair off of them. You know the smell of burning hair, probably. Imagine the smell of burning hair off of pigs. Thousands of them, a day. Just madness. But here we have Bukowski watching this and deciding, no thanks, boss. I'm going home. And this beautiful decision that when I watch this, I wake up. And when I wake up, no matter how serious income is, I don't want to go to this job. And when I watch this, and I think of myself dying little by little every day, dying and dying and dying and dying, when I think of that, well, I just go home. I go home and I do other stuff. I do the stuff that I want to do so that I'm not dying. But we're all dying. And this beautiful little decision there where he says, I can't park there. I have to park somewhere else and be numb in order that I may go to work. Now, parking somewhere else to be numb, that is fake. What else do we get in this poem that is fake? A man making pig sounds. So Bukowski has to lull himself to sleep to shove himself into work. The way that the pigs give into the fake pig noises coming from this guy to shove them into the slaughterhouse. And if you want to go a little bit deeper into Bukowski as opposed to just this poem, but I often say that Bukowski is best read like a novel. You want to take all of the Bukowski you can at a time, because here's a trick. Here's a neat trick. Ask anyone you know who reads Bukowski what their favorite Bukowski poem is. You're going to get one of like 5 answers. Ask them to make a top 10 of Bukowski. It's almost impossible. I don't know off the top of my head 10 Bukowski poems, right? I read Bukowski all the time. Why? Because Bukowski is an experience, really. And I think that it's best read as a poem. But where he's parking is he's parking behind a bar. This speaker seems to love booze, seems to love the bar scene. But when he's parked behind a bar, he's able to talk himself in to going to work. He's able to talk himself in to saying, hey, got to go to work. You got to be able to afford this booze stuff at the end of the day. rather than parking behind the slaughterhouse where he just sees all these individuals being led to slaughter. That's all I have for this poetry discussion here on the channel. I have new videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I also have new videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on my personal channel, a link to which can be found in the description below. But hey, take it easy on me. I've been slacking a little bit on the personal channel, so I've had, I think, 3 uploads in the past 2 weeks. I'm going to get back to it. It's just I've been trying to put in some overtime on this channel in order to really get things squared away. So just know that going forward, I will be getting back to that channel. I've just slacked off a little bit. Still hit my uploads over here though, okay? So calm down. Cut me some slack. This isn't my full-time job, okay? I hear your arguments. I'm here with you. That's fine. Hitting that like button always helps me out here on the channel. And if you got this far into the video and you were not subscribed, I don't know how the hell you did it. So, see you next time.